Sydney, your mic is off. He might have stepped away.
Okay, no, I'm here. Okay, sorry. 80, can it be?
Which one?
Oh, 80.
80.
Yeah.
Let me go back. I gotta find 80.
No, it can't be this one. I love this one. It was Mahmoud's suggestion, I suppose.
Uh, this one here?
Yes, I love this.
This is a great one. Yeah, this is good. Um,
Very interesting.
it's very funny and so many great things to learn too.
Yes.
Let me go
Okay.
ahead and change the size though. It's too small.
No, it's okay for me. It's okay.
It's okay because I have
It's
some
okay.
grandpas who can never see anything.
Okay. No. Okay.
All
It's
right,
okay.
Sydney, go for it. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can pick a section. You can stop whenever you want, okay?
Okay, the yellow one, the first one.
Okay, great.
I cannot go to school today, said little Peg and McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I am gone blind in my right eye. My tonsils are big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And and don't you think my face looks green? My legs cut, my eyes are blue.
Okay, you're
It
doing
might be stomach flu.
lovely. I tell you what, Sydney, the more you were reading, the better you were getting. So can you do it one more time?
Okay.
Good.
Okay, I cannot go to school today, said little Peg and McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm gonna blind my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks grim? My legs cut, my eyes are blue. It might be stomach flu. Yeah, that's
Great.
it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's go ahead and get some pronunciation here. Now, actually, the second time you did better. Lee Little. Little.
Little,
Said little Peggy Ann McKay.
said little Peg and McKay.
So let's do it again. Little.
Little,
Said little Peggy.
little Peggy.
Good, good. Now there your Peggy was good too. Make sure that's an E. So we got a short I and then an E. So one more time. Said little Peggy Ann McKay.
Said little Peggy and McKay.
Good. One more. Little.
Said little Peggy and McKay.
I have the measles and the mumps.
I have the measles and the mumps.
I'm going blind in my right eye.
I am going blind in my right eye.
I've counted 16 chicken pox.
I've counted 16 chicken pox.
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 Yes, yes. And don't you think my face looks green?
And don't you think my face looks green?
My leg is cut.
My leg is cut. Right.
Oh, this little girl. Read the blue section too. I cough. Start there, Sydney.
Okay. It might be instant flu. I cut and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg's broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankle sprained. My pant expands each time it runs. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak.
Great job. Cough.
Cough,
Ankles.
ankles,
Good. It actually has a G. A-N-G-K-L. Think like that. Ankles.
ankles,
Reins.
reins,
Sliver.
is Sliver.
Good, good. Now tell me the truth, Sydney. When you were a child, were you like Peggy Ann McKay?
Yeah, every child, every child.
I think so.
But I love this imagination. Thanks for Mahmoud. It was a very interesting poem.
Yeah, I agree. Mahmoud chose a great one. We sincerely appreciate it. Thank you, Mahmoud.
Mahmoud is our big mastermind.
Exactly. He's the big mastermind behind this assignment.
Yes, he's the man. He's the man. And Steve is the oil man in Canada.
Yeah, our family is small, but it's everybody has a defined role. Absolutely.
Okay, that's right. Thanks, Shane.
Absolutely, Sydney.
Okay.
Steve, do you want to practice one? Pick any one.
Uh, I'll pick up 84.
84.
Probably this is a boring one.
None, is
84.
it the numbers? Yeah, numbers. Population. This
Yes,
is,
numbers. Yeah, that's the one.
yeah, this is not boring. This is tough.
Because in my daily work, I always talking about the numbers when we give designs, talking to the people during the construction.
Well, you know, that's why most of my students, PIRF and DDM students, actually, I would say 95% are professionals, you know, engineers, lawyers, doctors, and architects, stuff like that. So numbers are very important for those people. So this is good practice. Is this big
Yeah.
enough for you, Steve?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
All right.
I'm not that old. Just kidding.
Go for it.
Good, Steve. Good.
I think we're all old. Come on, guys.
What if the world had 1 million people? Ignore the false blinded by masses saying it would be a catastrophe. They ignore scientific and economic breakthroughs. If everybody decides to live on dry land, occupying the 149 million square kilometers of land on Earth, that means a population density of 671 people per square kilometer. Between Taiwan 639 and Palestine 681. Perhaps ocean exploration would provide a large portion of food and minerals, and if Antarctica plus an Antarctic-sized portion of non-Antarctic land is left practically empty, about 28 million square kilometers, that would mean 826 people per square kilometer. Between Gazans, 800 people per square kilometer, and Jersey Island, 844 people per square kilometer. Still, much lower than Bangladesh's 964 people per square kilometer, a country which would become self-sufficient in food production in next years, despite being very poor.
Okay, first of all, very good job. Very pleased, especially with your numbers. You did a very nice job with the numbers. Number pronunciation is very important, and you did a great job. I'm going to get you on a bunch of little things, though, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
So let's stick with the first word, and that causes everybody problems. I'll turn my camera on. World.
World.
Good. What if the world had?
What if the world had?
Good. A little more L. What if the world had?
What if the world had?
I like it. One more time.
What if the world had?
More L again.
What if the world had?
So watch my tongue. So right now, I think you're doing word, and I don't want that. Watch carefully. World. What if the world had?
What if the world had?
Good. That was good. Again.
What if the world had?
Very good. That's really good, Steve. And we can say 100 million or 100 million. It doesn't matter, okay?
Yeah.
Ignore the fools.
Ignore the fools.
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 Ignore the fools.
Ignore the fools.
Blinded by Malthus.
Blinded by Malthus.
Economical breakthroughs.
Economical breakthroughs.
Get that L. Economical.
Economical.
Good. They ignore scientific and economical breakthroughs.
They ignore scientific and economical breakthroughs.
Good. Careful with the TH. Breakthroughs.
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 Perfect. Breakthroughs.
Breakthroughs.
Scientific and economical breakthroughs.
Scientific and economical breakthroughs.
Great job. More V. If everybody decides to live on dry land,
If everybody decides to live on dry land,
live on.
live on.
Good. One more time, the whole thing.
If everybody decides to live on dry land,
Good. Population.
population,
Get that TH.
population,
639.
639.
Good. One more time. Don't worry about 30. You can say 30. 639.
639.
Good. I liked it. The next one is so difficult. This is really tough. And if Antarctica plus an Antarctica-sized portion of non-Antarctica land is left practically empty,
If and if Antarctica plus an Antarctica-sized portion
terrible.
and if Antarctica plus an Antarctica-sized portion of non-Antarctica land is left practically empty.
Better. I'm going to put this in a little bit more grouping. And I'm going to underline the really key words. So everything's important, but I kind of want a little more intonation on the underline, and I want some more pauses with the colors. So let me say it again. And if Antarctica plus an Antarctica-sized portion of non-Antarctica land is left practically empty,
And if Antarctica plus an Antarctica-sized portion of non-Antarctica land is left practically empty.
much, much better. But that green section needs to be quicker. Try it again.
And if Antarctica plus an Antarctica-sized portion of non-Antarctica land is left practically empty.
Much, 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 much better. Much better. This is a very difficult section right there.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you say 20 or 20?
20.
Yes, exactly. 826.
826.
20, of course, is perfect, but nobody says it, right?
Yes.
Even in Canada. Yeah. Guernseys.
Guernseys.
Yeah, there you go. Z sound. You said would, a country which would become, make sure it's could, because could and would are very different. A country which could become.
A country which could become
In the next years.
self-sufficient.
In the next years.
In the next years. In the next years.
Great job. Very good, very good. Questions?
Yeah. No, just want to say I very much appreciate your help. For example, those the word, false, th, call. To be honest with you, I practiced more than 5 years, all these things. but I didn't see much improvement in the last 4 years. But since I joined your DDM and PIRF course, I can tell it's much, much better when I talk to my colleagues, when I go out for meeting. Even yesterday, yesterday I went to a golf tournament with Albert Transportation. It's business. It's kind of social or those kind of things. I realize the communication, the pronunciation are so important now for me. I think for all the DDM students. Yeah. And we kind of put a heavy lift on you.
It's not easy, and I've got you guys from all over the world, and everybody's different. But you know what? It really makes me happy when you guys tell me, "Oh man, after only 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, now when I talk to my business partners, they understand me. It's so wonderful." That makes me really happy.
Yeah, and also I noticed also all those tricks and the suggestions like say flight D and 20s, all those tricky petty things. I noticed that's really the average normal people when they speak in their daily English. My colleagues, the native people here.
Yeah.
But the problem is most of them they want to tell you. They think that's for granted.
They don't
only
even
I
think
can
about
get
it.
from you here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. If you ask any American, how do you pronounce this, they'll say 20, 20. But actually no American says 20. Yeah, it's the average American are not going to think about it. It happens really natural, and that's really difficult for, you and other students. But it's 20, but you don't say 20. Yes, we do. So yeah, it takes an English coach.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The other thing I wanted to say thanks is to Mahmoud for his that stay humble and kind. That's the actually I got my Father's Day gift as a CD from Tim McCall. Yeah, I love that music, country music. Yeah.
That's really cool. Mahmoud told me or suggested we should really do a song. I think it would be good to do a song. And I was thinking, oh man, Mahmoud is a terrible singer. I don't want to hear him sing. And Sydney, oh, he's just too crazy of a singer. I don't want to hear that. So I'm thinking, what can I do?
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, what I'll do is I'll take a song, but I'll make it a speaking assignment, and then I'll let you guys listen to the song, and then on your own, you can sing the song, and it's a great idea. And we're gonna do that again, actually next week too. I'm going to have another speaking assignment, but it's going to be based off of a song. It's going to be a good assignment. Not Mahmoud said this is true.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Coach Shane. Under your guidance, I think I really enjoy the families, our DDM and PIRF. Thanks.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's the family is you guys. So I don't know. We have really good people. People that can talk about anything and appreciate the differences and appreciate each other. It's really nice. Let me go to Mahmoud is next. Before I go to Mahmoud, let me say hi to Vasi. Welcome, Vasi. How you doing?
How you doing, Coach Shane? I'm fine.
Very good. Do you have plans for the weekend?
For today, of course, I have plans. 2 more web meetings.
It's an English
I'll be
day.
there. Yeah, sure.
That's great. That's great. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go to Mahmoud. Mahmoud, what do you want to practice?
I don't know. Anyone, you choose.
One. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna have Mahmoud. Well, let's do this. Let me ask Vasi. Vasi, which one did you want to practice?
Well, I think this one with
Okay, you want to
numbers.
practice the numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
Then let me go back to Mahmoud, and I don't want to hear him sing, so I'm gonna have him do shoplifting. Is that okay, Mahmoud? Can you take care of shoplifting?
Shoplifting.
The tennis.
Ah, yes. Yes, okay.
Go for it.
There's more acting here.
That's right. You have to be a reporter. That's right.
Yeah. From now on, super large packets of TANAPAS will be protected with theft prevention devices in Tasca's Kaddish branches. Why people are selling so many TANAPAS, however, is still unclear. Each tag has a special siren attached which goes off if someone tries to take the item without paying. They're very high-tech and are usually reserved for more expensive items like champagne or electronics. Non-shoplifting shoppers trying to buy TANAPAS may find it a bit awkward to ask shop assistants to remove the alarms.
Excellent job. Once again, super job as a reporter. You, Sydney, that's right. CNN reporter. I totally agree. Super pleased. Always exciting. I really, for many students, it's kind of embarrassing to actually try and act and become that character. Even though we're familiar with the news reporter, we want to say, from now on, super large tenor packets. So I really love it when you and other students go the extra mile and become the reporter. Excellent job. The flow was perfect. I'm going to get you on a little pronunciation though, okay?
Okay.
Branches.
Branches.
And let's change the intonation a little bit. In Tesco's Scottish branches.
In Tesco's Kaddish branches.
Perfect. One more time.
In Tesco's Kaddish branches.
Excellent job. I didn't hear enough T. Why people are stealing so many tennapads, however?
Why people are stealing so many TANAPAS, however,
Keep going.
is still unclear.
Yeah, perfect. That stealing and still should be hit really hard. Do the sentence again, please.
Why people are stealing so many TANAPAS, however, is still unclear.
Even more, stealing. I want it even harder. Even harder. One more time, please.
Why people are stealing so many TANAPAS, however, still unclear.
Is still unclear.
Is still unclear.
Great job. Siren.
Siren.
Has a special siren attached.
Has a special siren attached.
Great job. Are usually.
Are usually.
Yeah, make sure your tongue doesn't touch. They're pretty high tech and are usually reserved.
They're pretty high. They're pretty high. Yeah. They're pretty high tech and are usually reserved.
What? Stop smoking.
I want to drink water.
Oh, during Ramadan, can you drink water?
No, I can't. I want to drink.
Wow, that would be tough. That would be tough.
My throat is dry, yes.
I can imagine. Yes, I'll bet it's very dry.
No, dry or, yeah, dry. Yes.
Dry, that's right, yep. You can say scratchy too.
They're pretty high-tech and are usually reserved.
Great job. And let's get that shorty at the end. May find it a bit awkward to ask shop assistants.
May find it a bit awkward to ask shop assistants.
Yeah, super job. Really great. If you, and I encourage everybody, Mahmoud really spends a lot of time on PIRF. and of DDM, of course, too. His PIRF study samples are so great. I'm just going to pop up the most recent PIRF practice. It's only online. Let me, if you guys haven't seen it, you need to check that out. PIRF, current PIRF. We'll go to 86 and PIRF practice. And this is the, if you haven't seen this, check it out. It's really great. Humble and kind advice. He really organizes it much better than I. We've got some vowel practice, a lot of practice. Mahmoud, obviously, Mahmoud is a professional architect. He's busy. And somehow he's able to also find the time to focus on his pronunciation and speaking. And he shares it with everybody else. So this is, I really appreciate it, and I know other students appreciate it a lot too. You're doing great, Mahmoud. Really excellent job.
Thank you.
All right, Bassi, numbers. Bassi, what's your job? What do you do?
I trade options.
You
know
need,
what I mean.
are you
It's
rich?
financial stuff. No, not so.
Not yet.
Maybe, yes. Can I ask you some questions on that number text?
Yep.
I mean, can you open it?
Yeah, it's open. Hold on a second. Thank you. There you go.
I mean, you put a lot of emphasis on plus and still
Yes.
here. And if Antarctica plus and Antarctica size, and I kind of don't understand why it's not meaningful word. It just and, like and. Get rid of plus, put in and, just and. If Antarctica and an Antarctica size portion, there's no special meaning in it.
Right. Everybody knows Antarctica. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is going to be easy. So and if Antarctica, so that's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Now the problem
That's a
is
meaningful word, definitely.
right.
Antarctica, sure.
But the problem is in the next section, and I'm going to change this to I'll change it to green. In the green section, he uses this word twice. Okay. So now we've used the same word 3 times and consecutively. So this is going to be really confusing to the person. What? Antarctica? What? So so the first Antarctica is easy to understand. But the second Antarctica and the third Antarctica, it just gets confusing because the fact is when you listen to somebody, do you actually listen to every word? No. You just listen to those special words. And if you don't know that plus is a special word, you're not going to hear it. And if Antarctica plus Antarctica size portion of non-Antarctica, Antarctica, what? That's why it gets so confusing. So by emphasizing this plus, now it like resets our mind so that we can refocus on what we're listening to. Does that make sense?
Is it just your opinion or it's just typical for any American? What do you think?
As a speaker, it's a good question. It is my opinion and it is my high recommendation as a speaker that needs to be done. And I think I worked on the radio for, oh God, about 20 years. And to be honest, my radio producers didn't like me because
why?
because I'm a perfectionist. And
you said you were very picky, you remember?
Yeah, I'm very picky. And the radio stations always have writers, and because of me, they had to fire many writers. They didn't like me. However, they always hired me because the listener liked me, because the listener could always understand exactly what I was saying. and this is something that I've actually worked on for a long time to make it so that other people understand what I'm saying. So yes, this is my opinion, but I also guarantee if you follow generally my suggestions, it's going to make a big difference in how people understand you and how they hear you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. And about still, like,
And where was
I
this?
mean, get rid of it, still much lower. You say like still much lower. Just
Right.
get rid of it, put a dash. Just Jersey Island, 844 people per square kilometer dash. Much lower than, it's not meaningful. No way. But you put a lot of emphasis on it.
Yes, I did.
Why?
Yeah, and
The same reason.
absolutely. Still suggests contrary. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure, but
So, um, so we're staying still, and similar would be anyway.
you just you can't, you just put a dash and make a pause instead of saying still, anyway, anything, just
No, I
saying
understand.
nothing,
So, yeah, so you
and
could do that.
it would be the same.
Yes, yes, yes. You could do that. So once again, that would mean 826 people per square kilometer between Guernsey and Jersey Island, much lower than Bangladesh's 906.
Yeah, right. Just put a dash, like have a small pause, and it would be nice. No
We could do
emphasis.
that. We could do that. However, remember I told you, I hope I told you, when you read numbers, it depends on your audience. If you're talking to scientists, they don't need emotion. If you're
Sure.
talking to, professional people, they don't need emotion. But if you're talking to regular people who are kind of interested but not really, emotion is more necessary. Does that make sense?
Mm, I'm not sure. I
So,
understand your point of view, but let me say this. If we take this text, put it in my first language, which is Russian, right?
mm,
Word by word. Uh, no Russian would put any emphasis on plus, on still, and everybody would understand it perfectly. No doubt.
so you're a businessman. Have you heard of Bloomberg?
Sure.
And you know Bloomberg News?
Yeah.
Have you listened to them?
A couple of times.
Okay. I want you to listen to Bloomberg News once, and then I hope and try and find the same story, but find it on CNN. And is that CNN is going to be good? I'm trying to think.
I'm not sure CNN is available on the
In Russia.
internet. I mean, for free. Bloomberg is definitely available.
Okay, this is what I'll do. I'll look for something. This will be an interesting assignment. What I'm trying to say is when you listen to Bloomberg News, it's pretty much only for business people.
They talk very fast.
Fast
Usually.
and boring.
Well,
For business
boring.
people, it's facts. It's just the facts. That's all they want. And it can be exciting. There are talk shows. I've taught Bloomberg TV to business English students. So it can be exciting, but generally it's not. It's just the facts, numbers and facts and da-da-da-da. But if you listen to CNN, the audience is different. And the audience, because the audience is different, there's generally a lot more emotion in the way the reporters, especially not necessarily the reporters, but the way the anchors speak. The anchors tend to use more emotion to get people excited about the story. I'll give you another example. If you think of a politics reporter and Hollywood reporter, do they sound the same?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, the politics reporter would be like this. today President Obama suggested that da 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 da. And the Hollywood Reporter would be like this. I have to think of who's in Hollywood.
Well, actually, what does Hollywood Reporter report? I have no idea.
I'll tell you.
About what?
And today, Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be at the Oscars today. Da 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 da. It's
Oscar is once a year.
but the feeling is really, really different. I'm wondering, in Russia, let's go to YouTube for a second. You might not get this. YouTube, it's taking me to Daily English. Let's go to CNN. I don't know if you get this in Russia. Do you get CNN?
What do you mean?
Can you watch?
Online?
Yeah, can you watch CNN on YouTube in Russia? You probably can't.
Why not? If you can,
copyright.
I can make an American IP and watch the same stuff as you do.
Yeah, see, you're a smart guy. I don't know
how
how
to
to do
change
that.
IPs? Yeah, I know that.
Let me go back here. So if you go to CNN site, go to the videos section. There's videos.
Okay.
And then we'll find a Hollywood report. I guarantee on page 1 there'll be a Hollywood report because CNN is just ridiculous. Okay, here's one called Travel. So if you click on this, Travel, and if you click on this is government, Syrian government airstrikes. It will be completely different because the audience is completely different. So when I made this story about the population,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about the general audience, just regular, oh my God, too many people are going to destroy the world. It's not good. I was thinking about talking to that person, just the regular, basically average person on the street. And that's why when you make an argument that is the opposite of what people think, it requires lots of persuasion. And persuasion requires some emotion, some emphasis on words that are especially
Okay, I got your point.
plus and still.
Why do you think it's helpful just for usual folks like us to put a lot of emotions in our speaking?
Yeah, it's actually really important for you and for Mahmoud and Steve and Sydney.
Yeah, why?
Because
why do you think that?
As an American, if you're talking to an American,
Yeah.
I'm going to have an image of you. I'll have a stereotype of you and your country and your people, and you'll have the same stereotype of me and my country. It's both ways.
Sure.
But so I'm gonna say, oh man, you Russians, you guys are always looking for war and drinking vodka. I'll say that, and you're gonna be like, no, that's not true. So if you just say no, that's not true, suddenly I'm gonna be like, whoa, I'm just joking, man. Relax. I'm just joking, and this is not gonna be a fruitful conversation. So by using the other person's words and saying, yeah, lots of Russians do actually drink lots of vodka, plus some people do like war, but still, I would say most Russians don't. So by emphasizing words like still, plus, most, the listener doesn't feel attacked. But if you emphasize words like, no, that's not true, you're wrong, if you emphasize those words, the listener is going to be offensive or even defensive, and there's not going to be a conversation. So by practicing, even in our assignments, I guess I'm getting too political, but by practicing these other words, conjunctions and adverbs, I think it will really benefit everybody's speaking style in any context and situation to be able to listen to each other, because even though you're disagreeing, you're not focusing on words that disagree. You're focusing on words that make the person continue to think, and that helps
Well,
the
that makes
conversation.
sense.
I'm getting too political, I know.
No, not at all. No, once in a while when I was in the Philippines and I was standing in the mall waiting for my girlfriend and I was holding that big phone, a smartphone with a big screen.
Yeah.
An American came by to me. He said, "Wow, is it cool with such a big screen? I mean, to use a phone." I said, "Yeah, you can try it." And he said, "Wow, are you Greek? Why? You got those letters, Cyrillic, on your phone." I said, "No, I'm Russian." Speechless, he just ran away from me. He said nothing, absolutely.
He's a weird guy. I'm glad he ran away. He's a weird
Yeah,
guy.
he just turned around and ran away without saying absolutely no words.
And you were
I thought,
like, what the hell's wrong with
yeah,
you?
yeah.
I tell you, lots of Americans have an image of Russian guys as Putin, as just tough guys who are ready to kick you in the ass.
Well, when I was in America, they said, oh, Russian drivers are usually very rude, you know.
I don't know about that.
Well, that's what they say to me. I mean, when I was in LA, yeah.
Oh, in LA, everybody's a rude driver. They can go to hell.
No, I didn't mean any rude drivers. They were nice to me when I was in taxis, in cars with those
Taxis.
cabs.
I
Yeah, I
was
mean taxi drivers.
Taxi drivers are one thing, but I think if you're driving in LA, oh, it can be crazy.
No, I didn't drive myself. I used taxis.
You're smart and rich. Taxis are expensive.
Maybe I was a bit richer at that time. It was a long time ago. Now I'm not. I'm
The exchange
poorer.
rate.
Okay, can we turn back to text?
No, you're done.
Okay.
No, I'm teasing. Hold on a second. Let me clean this up. Sorry, get rid of all this. Go back to the original. Okay, let me get my color ready. Go for it, Vassy.
What if the world had 100 billion people? Ignore the fools blinded by methods saying it would be a catastrophe. They ignore scientific and economical breakthroughs. If everybody decides to live on dry land, occupy the 149 million square kilometers of land on Earth, that means a population density of 671 people per square kilometer. Between Taiwan, 639, and Palestine, 681. Perhaps ocean exploration would provide a large portion of food and minerals. And if Antarctica plus an Antarctica-sized portion of non-Antarctica land is left practically empty, about 28 million square kilometers, that would mean 826 people per square kilometer between Guernsey's 800 people per square kilometer and Jersey Island 844 people per square kilometer. Still much lower than Bangladesh's 964 people per square kilometer, a country which could become self-sufficient in food production in the next years despite being very poor.
Excellent job. And once again, I'm glad that you used the intonation I recommended because it sounded really good. I'm curious, as Steve, Sydney, Mahmoud, when you listened to Vassy, how did it sound? Did it sound pretty good?
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, it's pretty good to me. I'm
Yeah.
not sure for you, from your perspective.
Yeah, Mahmoud says yes too. Yeah, I agree. It was really good, and I And I swear this is something with Russian men. I don't have any Russian women. I've got a woman from Uzbekistan. That's it. But it seems especially true for Russian men. Maybe it's the Russian culture. Maybe it's the language. I don't know. But it's almost monotone. It's a very flat
Yeah,
tone.
monotonous. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, Russian is much more monotonous. You know, when you say use intonations, you got those meaningful words, just use intonation. But when we use intonation, we usually not changing our pitch of voice. We're using pauses and volume, you know.
Yep.
But our speech is much more monotonous, just one tone, one pitch of voice. When we have to emphasize something, we just make it louder and make a pause between it.
And I think that's
It's the
probably
different
why.
music of the language.
Right, right. That's probably why Americans think Russians are scary because it's just one tone. I'm really happy. Today is my wife's birthday. I mean,
Well, it's just a point of perception,
it absolutely, absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me go back and hit just a couple words. Your
Okay.
R, I want a little bit more R. Saying
Right.
it would be a catastrophe.
Saying it would be a catastrophe.
Yeah, perfect. And I want you to compare. If you want to live, leave.
Live, leave.
Perfect.
Live, leave.
If everybody decides to live on dry land,
If everybody decides to live on dry land,
one more.
if everybody decides to live on dry land,
Good. Make sure you hit that live. Live and leave are really similar but very different. Make sure you hit it hard.
yeah, I know. That was very funny on the next assignment when a lot of guys said, if you want to live a good life, and that was very funny.
Nobody wants a good life. Leave.
Yeah, yeah. Live a good life.
Now, you did really well, but I caught you once. What's the problem here?
Occupying the
No,
100.
no. So what you said was the, but we just get that the out of your head. The. It's
Okay,
the or
okay,
the.
okay.
So the.
So maybe it's following volume, yeah, 100. So it got to be occupy the 149.
I would recommend the.
The one,
No,
the.
it's possible to say the, but even though this is a one, one. Remember, it's actually a one.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Sure.
Yeah. So it once again, everybody, and I want everybody to realize it is possible to say the one. You can do that, but there's a reason that you're doing it, and here we don't have a reason to do it, so we don't need to. So one more time, the 149.
The 149
Your portions were a little bit weak here, so let's
portions.
uh,
I mean that are
yeah,
portions.
do that.
Exploration would provide a large portion of food and minerals.
More R, portion.
Portion.
Good.
Portion.
That sounded
A
good.
large
Now,
portion.
let's do this. Just to compare.
I drank my portion of the portion. What is it? Portion.
So potion would be a
potion.
mixture of liquids, especially for magic.
Potion.
So
it's O-O-U, potion.
right,
maybe.
just like ocean, just like O-C-E-A-N, potion.
Yeah, okay, got it.
So listen
I
carefully.
drank my portion of the potion.
Not good enough. Portion, potion.
Portion. Yeah, maybe a bigger open mouth is necessary.
Try it again.
Needed. I drank my portion of the potion.
Bingo!
Wow, okay, thank you.
And you did the same thing as Steve. Maybe you said could, but I swear I heard a would. Try it again.
A country which could become self-sufficient in food production.
So in this case,
Which could.
I think could should be emphasized because that's pretty important, which could become.
Yeah. I remember once you told me that could, would, should, they got kind of descending intonation, like
It,
could, should, drop and down, right?
yeah, it's especially if you're telling somebody it should drop down. And this one, you're not telling somebody, you're predicting something. So instead of could, in this case, it's a prediction, and it's a positive prediction. So it's because of the context of the story. You're counter-arguing what most people think, which is why this is kind of more important. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
Try it again, up to production.
A country which could become self-sufficient in food production.
It was okay, but not enough. A country which could, and I'm not joking, and this probably is American, but use the head. A country which could become self-sufficient in food production.
But maybe the word become is more meaningful, no? Don't you think so?
Let me think.
You could get rid of could. A country which becomes self-sufficient in food production.
No,
The same.
it is different because if we
Yeah,
focus
it's slightly different. Just
if we focus on become, it really implies will. And if we focus on could, it means might, maybe, possibly. So the possibility is actually different. If we focus on become, it sounds much stronger. And if people disagree, they would jump on it. But if we focus on could, nobody can argue because it's just a possibility. So we're getting into the real subtle nuance of English, but to argue your point, could would be a much safer word to emphasize than become. Does that make sense?
yeah, sure, but it's not so persuasive, no? You're saying
No, it's not.
about possibility.
It's not
Yeah.
persuasive, but when you make your counter argument with could, you're right. It's not so persuasive, but the other person doesn't have an argument. So you kind of finish. In America, we have the expression, drop the mic. You can drop the mic, and nobody else will say anything after.
Yeah, end of story.
Exactly, end of story, mic drop. Boom. So that's
Okay.
it's actually a funny
Can I try
expression.
it again? Once more, okay? A country which could become self-sufficient in food production.
That's enough. Yeah, you don't need to do it like me. That was enough. That was enough. That really, it makes a difference.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Vassie's tough. Vassie, I don't like Vassie.
What?
No, I'm teasing. I like the guys that, you see, I get two types of students. Students who just don't know, so I need to explain why. And the other type of student, the student that really does know, but so they're really looking at the nuance of the language. That's a tough student for me, but I like it because it's very challenging. It really makes me have to focus on how we actually use the language. And I get a lot of DDM students like that, not so much in PIRF, so I appreciate it.
Okay, I didn't actually get your point.
I'm
about
recording
me
this.
and about different students.
Great job today, guys. And you know what? This is really horrible to say, but I'm glad just a few people came because it allows me to go back to work on other things. It's a busy day. It's terrible to say.
Yeah, thank you again. I hope to see you soon.
Absolutely. I'll be back in an hour in the book club. So if you guys are members, you can join. Yeah, thanks so much. Steve, have a great time volunteering. Sydney, Mahmoud, Vassi, I'll probably see you guys within a couple hours. And maybe Steve, I'll see you in a couple hours too, I think, later on.
Yeah, maybe end of the game, I may join you on TDM.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you again for your time, and
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all you guys out there. Even if you're not a father, perhaps one day you'll be a father. And if you're never a father, I'll call you Dad on Sunday.
Father's Day
We
today?
all call you Dad. You're teaching us, right? You're very strict.
That's right. Take
Okay.
care, guys.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
It's Santa or you? Who will be there in Boca Club? You or Santa?
I think it'll be both of us. Yeah, I think I haven't talked to Santa. I assume Santa will be there.
Okay.
It'll be both
I'm
of us.
gonna drive to see that. The rich dad, poor dad.
Yeah,
Well,
we're just going to talk about the beginning, but I'll be talking about that.
Okay. Okay, Shine still counting down.
Yes, absolutely.
You know that, but when I wrote 8, you didn't understand it first.
No, I was like,
said that.
What?
Yes.
Now I got it. You got me because of you. I got really excited. Oh my God, we're really getting close to 1,000.
Okay, that's it. That's it. And I'm looking forward to see this big moment. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Steve. Bye-bye, Mahmoud. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.